Welcome back to my channel todays. We explore the value of specific coins, the top 4 most valuable Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny. So let's get started. First up, the 1957 Wheat Penny without a mint. Mark a coin tied to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln and a favorite among collectors around the world. This penny was produced in Philadelphia, which is why it has no mint mark, and it features the classic wheat ears design on the back. A design that ran from 1909 to 1958, making it one of the most recognized coins in American history. The front shows the familiar profile of Lincoln, calm, strong, and timeless, while the reverse carries 2 wheat stalks symbolizing prosperity and growth. Now, here is where things get interesting. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. And when we talk about extra fine condition, we are talking about a coin that still has strong detail visible in Lincoln's hair and beard with only light wear. On the highest points, the wheat lines on the reverse are still sharp and clear, giving the coin a clean and attractive look. A regular 1957 wheat penny without mint mark. In average circulated condition might only be worth a small amount, but when it is in extra fine condition, the value jumps significantly, because collectors are always searching for better preserved examples. Coins like this can easily sell for a noticeable premium compared to common pennies, and in some cases where the coin has exceptional eye appeal or slight variations, the price can climb much higher. In today's market, such a coin in extra fine condition can range from a few dollars to much higher depending on demand, but rare cases where collectors compete or the coin appears nearly uncirculated in quality. Even though graded as extra fine, the value can push toward impressive figures, sometimes reaching into hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if it stands out among others. The excitement grows even more if there are any small errors or unusual features on the coin, because collectors love unique pieces and are willing to pay strong prices for them. A simple penny can turn into a prized collectible overnight if it catches the right attention. So next time you come across an old wheat penny, do not ignore it. Take a closer look. Check the date, look for the missing mint mark, and examine the condition carefully, because what seems like ordinary change could actually be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. And in the right hands, that small copper coin could turn into a surprisingly valuable piece of history. Next up, the 1944 wheat penny with S mint. Mark a coin that many people ignore but collectors quietly search for every single day. This coin was made in 1944 in San Francisco. That is what the small SEO under the date means. During that time, the world was in the middle of war and metals were being used for military needs, so coin production had some unusual changes. And that is what makes certain 1944 pennies very special. Most 1944 pennies were made from copper again, after the steel cents of 1943. But here is where things get interesting. A few rare mistakes and variations exist, and collectors are always looking for them, especially those with unique metal composition or striking errors. But even a normal 1944 wheat penny can still carry value depending on its condition and demand. Now you might be thinking your coin is dirty, scratched, and looks very old, so maybe it has no value. But in coin collecting, even a circulated and dirty coin can still be worth more than its face value, especially when it is over 80 years old and has historical importance. A normal 1944 wheat penny, in average circulated condition, can easily be worth a few cents to a few dollars. But when the condition improves or if the coin has better details, the value can jump much higher, sometimes reaching $10, $20, or even $50 depending on how well the coin has survived over the years. But here is the exciting part. If your coin has something unusual like a rare error, or if it was struck on the wrong metal, then its value can rise dramatically into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And in some rare auction cases, similar coins have sold for very big amounts that surprise everyday people. Many collectors search through old jars, boxes, and even street change hoping to find one hidden treasure, because these coins are still out there waiting to be discovered. So before you throw away or ignore that old dirty 1944 wheat penny, take a closer look. Check the color, the weight, and any unusual features, because one small detail can turn an ordinary coin into something very valuable. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is like a treasure hunt where history meets money and sometimes the smallest coin can bring the biggest surprise. Next up, the 1957 wheat penny with a D mint mark. A coin that many people ignore, but collectors quietly search for because in the right condition and with the right features, it can be worth far more than 1 cent. This coin was made in Denver, which is what the small d under the date represents, and millions of these coins were produced, so at first it might sound like nothing special. But the real story is hidden in condition rarity and tiny details that most people miss. Even a dirty coin can carry value because collectors are not only looking for shiny, perfect pieces, they are also looking for unique characteristics, errors, and original surfaces that have not been cleaned or damaged by chemicals. When you find a 1957D wheat penny in dirty condition, you might think it has no value, but sometimes dirt actually protects the coin and keeps the original surface underneath, safe and untouched. This is important because cleaning a coin can reduce its value dramatically. So a naturally aged coin, even if it looks rough, can be more desirable than a cleaned, shiny one. Now let us talk about value in today's market. In average circulated condition, a 1957D wheat penny is usually worth only a few cents to maybe a couple of dollars. But when we move into better preserved coins, even with some dirt but with strong details visible, the value can rise to $10, $20, or even $50 depending on how sharp the design still looks and how original the coin appears. But here is where things get exciting. There are rare cases where a 1957D wheat penny has special features like double die errors, off-center strikes, or unusually strong details. And in those cases, even a coin that looks dirty at first glance can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collectors have paid very big amounts for rare variations because they are not easy to find, and each one tells a unique story from the minting process in top-graded condition coins that have been preserved extremely well. Without cleaning, have reached prices of several $1,000s, and in exceptional cases with rare errors, the value can jump to $10,000 or more. Yes, a simple 1-cent coin turning into a life-changing amount is possible, but only when the right factors come together. So if you have a 1957D wheat penny, do not rush to clean it, do not ignore it, and do not assume it is worthless. Look closely at the details. Check the date, the mint mark, the lettering, and the condition. Even dirt can hide something valuable underneath. Coin collecting is not just about money. It is about history, discovery, and the thrill of finding something rare where others see nothing. So next time you find an old penny, take a second look because that small coin in your hand might be worth far more than you ever imagined. Next up, the Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny from 1953 with a D mint mark, and yes, even in dirty and circulated condition, this small coin can sometimes surprise collectors with its value. First, imagine holding a small brown copper coin that has been passed from hand to hand for decades. It may look worn, scratched, and even a little dull. But that does not mean it is worthless. In fact, many collectors actually prefer coins that show real history because each mark and each bit of wear tells a story about where that coin has been. The 1953 wheat penny with the D mint mark means it was produced in Denver and millions of these coins were made. But here's where things get interesting. Not all coins are created equal, even if they have the same year and mint mark. Some have rare errors, some have better strikes, and some have unique features that collectors are always searching for. Now, let us talk about value in today's American dollars because that is what really excites people. A normal 1953D wheat penny in heavily circulated dirty condition might usually be worth only a few cents, maybe 10 cents, 20 cents, or sometimes even up to $1 depending on demand, but that is just the starting point. The real excitement comes when a coin has something unusual. For example, if the coin has a strong strike-clear date and visible wheat lines. Even with dirt and wear, collectors may pay several dollars for it. And if the coin has a rare error like a doubled die-off center strike or unusual metal tone, then the value can jump much higher, sometimes reaching $50, $100, or even more. Or, there have even been cases where rare variations or exceptional pieces from this year have sold for hundreds or thousands of dollars, especially when collectors compete for them, and believe it or not, some lucky finds have pushed values into the range of several $1,000s, which is a huge amount for a coin that originally was worth just 1 cent. So if you have a 1953D wheat penny, do not ignore it, just because it looks old or dirty. Take a closer look. Check the details. Look at the date, the mint mark, the lettering, and the wheat ears on the back, because sometimes the smallest differences can make the biggest impact on value. Another important thing to remember is that cleaning a coin can actually reduce its value. Collectors prefer coins in original condition even if they are dirty, so it is better to leave it as it is rather than trying to make it shiny. In the end, coin collecting is not just about money. It is about history, discovery, and the thrill of finding something special hidden in plain sight. And who knows, maybe that small worn penny sitting in your pocket right now could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you, and next time, happy collecting.